What's up, everybody? This is Zach with the Nerd Cave, and I hope that you're having a fantastic day. I just wanted to take a few minutes and kind of explain some things, why the Nerd Cave went away, and why it's back and everything, and hopefully some sort of what's going to happen in the future. Still trying to figure all of that out and everything. But first and foremost, if you've been here a while, you know that Nerd Cave went away for a really long time, almost a year. Came back, went away last year in May, and then came back late March, mid March, something like that. The decision to make the Nerd Cave go away was a very difficult decision, a very hard decision, and it was all my decision, to be honest. I was in a place. My mic is all jacked up, and my beard. I made a decision based off of what I know God was telling me, and just looking at my life in general. If you don't know, like, the Nerd Cave has been like my baby, and then it was pretty much my God. The Nerd Cave took over everything that I did. It was the only thing that I really put in time and effort into, and I'm talking about from my job to my personal relationships to everything. Like, the Nerd Cave was the end all be all, and it was very unhealthy. Like, it was a very unhealthy time for me, and it caused a lot of issues that just weren't good for me, to be honest. I'd been doing it for a while, and it went from a hobby to something that I really wanted to become like the next big thing. And I know that's like everybody's goal when they're making content and everything. Not everybody's, but a lot of people's. It went from doing it because I enjoyed it and doing it because I wanted to hang out with friends to I wanted to make it into a business because I really enjoyed making the content and talking about everything. So it just became more of a job, it took up everything that I had. Like, I would work all day, and the job that I had, like, I'd get worked at 7 and I'd leave at like 7 that night. Especially during the fall, it'd be like 8 o'clock. So I'm working, 12 plus hours a day, 6 days a week, pretty much. And when I would get home, I would eat dinner, and then I would come back to the studio and I would record. I would either record or I would edit. And there was a point in time where I was doing Let's Plays every day, and I didn't batch record back then, which was the stupidest thing. But I would record and then I would edit, and it would be 12 o'clock before I got to sleep, because I'd edit and do all of the stuff that I need to have it for the next day. And it put a real strain on my relationships. Like, I would, my family, like, I would put them at the back end of everything. It's like, if I can fit you in my schedule, if I can talk to you, I will, but it's not my main goal. And it came to a head back in last May, when things were just like, this isn't how life's supposed to be. And I felt the Lord leading me to just abandon everything. And I know that sounds crazy, after putting so much work into it, and the people that know what happened, like, it took some time to have them understand, but I was in a really unhealthy place. Like, my priorities were totally out of whack, and I just wanted to be the next big thing. Like, I wanted to be the guy people wanted to watch. I wanted to be that person, and I enjoyed being in front of the camera, and it became almost like an addiction, to be honest. Like, I after the first 2 months after I quit the Nerd Cave, quit doing anything, like, I felt like I was not supposed to be in front of a camera. I went through withdrawals. Like, I was going through like this feeling of like I'm missing out. I'm missing out on having these conversations. Like, that was right before E3, and like when E3 came around, like it was really, really difficult to go through that time. And it allowed me to focus, though. It really allowed me to become the person that I am now. I am in so much better place. Like, I am so much happier. I am healthier. My relationships and my priorities are in line. Like, I know who I am, and I know who I'm supposed to be. And it wasn't the version that I was trying to make. It's the person I am now. So it was a difficult time, but it was something that had to happen. And I know I didn't answer any of those questions. People were asking left and right, where did it go? Why is it gone? And I didn't feel like I was at liberty to say, because I didn't think people would understand. I really didn't think they would understand where I was coming from, because I put a lot of work into it. And I felt like, if back then it was like, if I gave up, then why would anyone care? You know? And I know that sounds a little self-centered, but that's what I thought back then. But through those months of working on myself, like I really understood what I'm supposed to do. I understood where I'm supposed to go, and God has really, really like worked on who I am and who He wants me to be. And it's to love people. Like, the gaming community is such a large community, and it's such a passionate community that a lot of people just write off as, we're just nerds. We're just, oh, those weirdos that play video games, and just all of these things. And, you know, even the church has done this. You know, I've even felt that myself growing up, is that, you know, that video games and all of this stuff is of the devil and all of that, when it's like, there is some weird stuff out there, but God loves us regardless. God loves you. And that was something that it took me a while to understand, that God really did love me. And like, what I want to see the Nerd Cave become is a place where people understand real love. Not, oh, I'm showing you the love through the camera lens so I can get your money and all of that. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't really care about that. I want to show you love because you deserve love and you need love. And that's the only thing that I care about. Whatever happens after that is all gravy, because I feel like the gamers, the nerds, the movie buffs, all of that, like, we really need to understand that we're not ostracized. We're not these pathetic people that, you know, just watch TV all day or whatever, or have our opinions, and we're boisterous and we're fanatics and we hate everything isn't what we grew up on and all of that. I've been that person. I really have. I've been that person. And it's a miserable life to always go from one outrage to the next outrage to the next outrage. And I was living a character. Like, I was really living a character that I concocted in my head, that this character, this version of Zach, is the version that people will want. Because, you know, I didn't go to the extreme of outrage and everything, but, you know, it was a bigger than life character. And, you know, there was fun things to do with it, you know, and yes, do I hype up some things still? Yeah. But I'm trying to be a better person. I'm trying to be a better me. And the time that I took off from the Nerd Cave had allowed that to happen. And it allowed me to really put priorities into alignment. It allowed me to focus on building relationships in my family, to, you know, really understanding what it means to be a good husband, to, you know, do all the things that I needed to do. And it gave me a perspective on what being a voice to this community, to the gamers, to the nerds, to all of that, what I should be doing. And that's where I want to go. Like we've created a lot of awesome things since that time. Like I created a whole new show called Be a Light, and we have awesome people that are involved in it, and it's great. But the whole time I knew and I felt like I'm supposed to come back here and I'm supposed to show people love that have been hated on so much, that have been ostracized, like I said earlier, by people that call themselves Christians. And we've all, you know, not everybody has experienced it, but a lot of us have seen people, you know, the mean Christians, the people that are called Bible thumpers and all of that. And that ain't how I live my life. Like, I'm a very spiritual person. I'm not a very, like, not a religious person. I'm not bound by these made up rules by man. The only thing I'm bound to is God. And I think people just need to realize that that's what it's about. It's about love. God loves us regardless. Before we even loved him, he loved us. And that's the thing I want people to see is, like, regardless of where you're at in your life, regardless of what you're doing, I love you. And I want to see you have the best life. And I'm going to be there for you. And I'm going to, you know, I'm going to be there to help. And, excuse me, I think that's what the Nerd Cave needs to become, is a community that shows people that love, that shows people that, hey, it's not just about you clicking like and subscribe and all of that, because there's no community there. You know, there's no back and forth. There's no helping each other. That's where we've got to get. We've got to get to this point where we're sharing. When someone's struggling, we're picking them up. We're, you know, dusting them off. We're giving them encouragement. We're giving them the love that they're needing right then, because we've all been in that point. We've all been in that point where it's like, I just wish somebody would help me. And that's where I was with the Nerd Cave. Like when I quit, it was like, it was so painful. It was so painful because I thought this was what I was supposed to do. I thought this was supposed to be the end all be all, but I realized that if I would have became famous back then, if I would have gotten exactly what I wanted and what I even prayed for, that I would be stuck in that version of Zach the rest of my life. That I would be stuck not really knowing and understanding who I'm supposed to be. And I am so thankful for the time that I had away from it to really figure out who I'm supposed to be. And I know, it was not the greatest way to handle it, but it was the way I felt like I needed to handle it at that moment. If it was to happen again, I would handle it differently. You know, I would do it differently now. But if I was presented the same thing again, would I do it again? Yeah, I would put it on hold for, however long I'm supposed to. But that's not what I'm feeling now. I'm feeling like this is the time. This is the time to do some awesome things. This is the time to build a community that wants to be around one another. And I don't want it to feel like, oh, well, if you're not a Christian, you can't be here. No, like, you're the people that I want to hang around the most. Like, you're the people that I want to love. And I want to love on the Christians as well, but I want to show people that, hey, man, I'm not out to get you. Jesus ain't out to get you. Sorry, I adjusted my mic again. I just wanting to do a little dance, get up in my beard. Like, I'm not out to get you. Jesus ain't out to get you. He isn't a boogeyman. Like, that's not even, like, what I'm doing this for. I'm not like, I'm going to, like, it's none of that. I just want to show people love. And I think that's where we all need to start. The world is crying out for people to show people love. Like, there's so much hurt in the world right now. And if, the streams or whatever comes from the Nerd Cave is a place where you get to feel that, that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm doing the thing that I'm supposed to do. And moving forward, right now we're gonna continue doing streams. I think we're gonna move those from like Thursday night to like a morning or something. We might do more, but I'm trying to flesh all of that out, and I would love to hear your ideas on what you want to see. Like, I'm trying to figure out what the Nerd Cave needs to be, like content wise and everything, because right now me and Amy have started our own production company. I know that sounds crazy, but we've started our own production company, and we're doing client work and everything right now. But eventually I want to be able to focus on just making the products that we want to make. Like, she's got a lot of awesome songs that she's written and everything. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. I want to know what you want to see from the Nerd Cave, and I want to make some cool things. I want to be able to do some different things. I want to have conversations with everybody. That's why I really love the live streams. And I know that I've hurt people, and it's not even just the viewers. Like, my decision was forced on everybody that was involved. It was forced on Robbie, it was forced on Allie, it was forced on anyone that's ever been on this channel, this, the Nerd Cave as a whole. Like, it was forced on them. And, it was my decision. And now that it's back, I'm working on things and all of that, but I apologize if I've, made, you don't trust what this is and everything. I understand totally, but I hope that now understanding why, like, I'm not going to speak in what ifs, but I was in a very unhealthy place, and I was pushing a lot of things to make it happen. And I am so thankful that I took the time to be obedient and figure out who I was. And now, I'm back. I'm trying to figure everything out. I want to be able to make awesome content that everyone can enjoy. I want to be a place where people have a community. People want to belong, and that's my biggest thing is I want you to belong to a place that is going to treat you right. That's going to treat you as the person that with the gold in your hand. Like, it doesn't matter where you're at in life. I want you to feel like you have the trophy in your hand. You've already won the race. And that's what I want y'all to feel. It's like you are a winner, regardless of where you're at in life, because that's how I feel. Like, that's how I feel, is because I've taken the time to figure out who I'm supposed to be. And that's kind of all that I've got. We're going to build the Nerd Cave into something that's even better than what it was, pulling the plug on it. Like, we were doing great things. We were, making a lot of shows and all of that. I feel like, we weren't getting the views and all that kind of stuff and whatever, but we're going to make a better Nerd Cave. And the community is my main focus. So for right now, we're going to keep doing live streams, and I hope that you join in on those. Like, we're going to take suggestions for, what games to play and everything. Like, I love getting to chat with people. That's the reason why I brought the live streams back before anything else, was because I enjoyed getting to talk to everybody during those. So yeah, there's the reason why it went away, why it's back, and what I feel the Nerd Cave is supposed to be moving forward. And I want to hear your thoughts on what you would like to see in the near future and the far flung future. Like, I've got some awesome things that I want to do, and it's gonna take everybody being supportive and just watching. It's going to be an awesome ride, and I can't wait to go on it for you. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Go on it with you, because I want you to feel like you belong. I want you to feel like you are welcomed and loved. And if it, you know, if it's where we get to make cool, awesome things that never has been done before, awesome. If it's doing live streams and figuring out podcasts or something like that, even cool too. Like I just want to be here. I just want to make things that make people feel like they're loved and they belong and they're wanted. Because there's so many things that are telling you that you're not. And trust me, every day I have to fight that as well. So I've gone long enough. I just wanted to explain why and where we're going, and I hope it explains it. I hope, if you were sour or if you felt hurt from it, I'm sorry. It wasn't because of you. Like, I had to do it. I had to do it to be healthy. I had to do it to be the person that I'm supposed to be and the husband that I'm supposed to be. So there you go, guys. We're going to be doing live streams. I'll let you know the time and all of that when it changes. But for right now, it's still going to be on Thursdays at 7. But it's going to be awesome, and we're figuring all that good stuff out. But I appreciate all of you. I pray that y'all have an awesome, awesome rest of your day. And I'll talk to you next time. Have a blessed week.